Previously on Trails Beyond the Horizon, the party gained the ability to blog about sweets. At Ramadi's bar, you learn about Hermes, or rather Emilia's reasons for a delivery gig and her secret identity. In the 4th RPG, the client asks the party to help them save his company's data from ransomware. In the next quest, the next assassin asks the party to kill her so that she wouldn't have to live with her crimes, but they instead convinced her to seek help from Eisenshield. Okay, time to do some Connect events. Van's group decided to take a short break. Everyone split up so they could spend their free time as they pleased. During the break, Judith summoned Van with a 4th RPG. Upon arriving at her 3rd district apartment, he was met with something unexpected. Wow, this is... wow. This must be what they call a dumpster fire. Have you always been a slob? Don't judge me. I call you for help knowing full well it would destroy your mental image of me, okay? Oh no, this reinforces it, if anything. Matches my image of you exactly, to the point that this was what I expected you would need help with. What's that supposed to mean? And look, this isn't my fault. When the hell am I supposed to do chores when I'm so super busy with my acting career and Grimcat gig? Uh-huh, you know there are plenty of people who can balance their careers with housework just fine, right? That excuse doesn't fly. And besides, why would you ask a guy to help clean your place? Wouldn't it be easier to ask one of your girlfriends? Normally Nina helps me clean. But what, she's given up on you? No, I just don't want to keep causing her trouble. Plus, Mom and Grammy might be coming over, so I need to hurry and get this place cleaned. Alright, fine, I'll help. Man, I never thought I'd see a famous actress's lifestyle up close and personal, or that this would be what it looks like. Alright, don't say it like that. Just handle the heavy lifting, okay? And so the two began to clean up Judith's apartment. However, considering Judith's status as a first-rate actress, Van began to dig up all kinds of treasures as they cleaned. This is one of Dominique's albums, right? Wait, isn't this the 1st edition? I bet collectors would go nuts to get their hands on it. And wasn't that video memory courts of Chloe's theater performance also a 1st edition? Oh, that? No, it's a sample that was handed out to everyone on the production team. Grammy and Mom got one, so I borrowed it to reference. Oh, you know, finding that stuff just lying around really drills home the fact that you ladies are a family of first-rate performers. But I wonder what they would say if they knew you were leaving their stuff in the trash heap. Alright, well, that's why we're cleaning it up, isn't it? So they don't find out. Anyway, I think we're due for a break. Want to check out that memory cord since you came all the way here? I can keep going, but I guess if you need to take a quick briefer, we could. Alright, let's take a look.
Wait! I would have been happy just being with you. If only I didn't have this accursed family name, then maybe my life would have been mine to live.
Man, Mom really is good at expressing emotions. Like, just the way she speaks and holds herself relays so much information to the audience. She's got some subtle differences from how you take over a character, or how Nina immerses herself into her roles. That said, after watching this, I think you and your mother have a surprisingly similar presence in your performances. How you think? I mean, I've watched her theater performances for reference, but I've never given it much thought. Yeah, don't get me wrong though, it's not like I'm saying you don't have your own unique style or anything. I'm no professional. But it just feels like the both of you have tread similar paths to get where you are. I'm surprised you could read into it that much. Hey, I've seen plenty of your films, and I'm around you constantly when you're not acting. So I've got a pretty good idea of how much you changed when you wanted to get into a role. Well, I guess the way we build our characters is pretty similar. I never really thought about it much, but I guess Mom said stuff like that in the last few years. I'm sure you trained in different environments, so maybe it just runs in your blood. That or you've been unconsciously chasing her performances in some way. Maybe. Either way, the process isn't what's important to me. It doesn't matter whether or not my mom influenced me. I've still found a way of performing that's unique to me, and I'm proud of it. At the very least, I've shown people what it means to perform as Judith Lancer, and that's everything to me. Gotta say, that's pretty cool. I talk a lot of smack, but I really do like your work ethic as an actress. Thanks. Now then, we better get back to work. Right, hold up. Isn't this script from a pretty old movie? It was called something like... Well, that's the script from my debut film. Thank goodness, I haven't been able to find it for ages. I thought I accidentally threw it away or something. You seriously need to take better care of your valuables. I mean, this is like your roots as an actress, isn't it? Yeah, but I'll be honest, it's kind of embarrassing to look back on this performance. It was so crude. I feel bad they gave us such a big role to a total newbie. But it'd be a whole different story if you performed it now. Hey, why not perform some lines? Might help you feel better about it. Alright, I mean, after all that business about my mom's influence and everything, maybe it's time to look back on where I came from. Deep breath.
I don't have the courage to say goodbye. What do you think I should do? What? You want us both to make our dreams come true before we meet again? All right. Then that will be what connects us until that time comes. You really are amazing, aren't you? In that case, when the day comes, I'm sure.
Whoa.
It was only then that I was truly able to find my own dream. I couldn't say goodbye. But that's exactly why I wanted to ensure I could hold my head up high when next we met. So that the two of us could stand side by side again. Our dreams come true.
Judith, you really are one hell of an actress. Whew, well, what do you think? Excellent, as expected. You know, I actually saw this movie when it first hit theaters. It's hard to put into words, but your performance just now felt alive in a way it hadn't back then. In a way I've never seen from any other actor or actress. Really? I'm glad to hear that. The character has a lot of dimensionality that I don't really have as a person. I wasn't sure if I'd be able to play her well, especially since I put so much of myself out there these days when I act. I don't know how to describe it, but part of what made the performance so effective was how you made the character a little bit more Judith. They may have different dimensions compared to your usual roles, but you totally pulled it off. I was surprised. I guess I can handle these kinds of characters with my current skills, if maybe a little differently than before. Just goes to show how your current acting style really brings out the best in you. Alright, break time's over. We're only halfway done, so let's get back to work. Alright, let's split that pile of stuff over there. Roger that. Ahem. I'm sorry, maybe you can take this part. I'll handle the shelf over there.
Huh? What's wrong with... Hold on just 1 minute! You saw them, didn't you? You must have. Don't even try to pretend.
I swear I looked away as soon as I realized. It was only a glimpse from the corner of my eyes. And besides, what are you thinking? Asking a guy to help when you've got valuables like that stashed out in the open?
I couldn't fit them in the closet and forgot I left them out. But that doesn't mean you can...
Hey Judith, it's Nina. I hope you're doing well. I believe it should be about a month since I last came by to clean.
Nina? Wait, is this a timed video message?
As I told you before, I can't be here to help today because of my schedule. But please don't panic and do something you'll regret. You have a lot of things in there that other people shouldn't be seeing. Too late. I'm a little worried you might borrow someone like Van for help. Way too late. Talk about perfect timing. She's got you pegged to the minute. Guess you're just that predictable. Well, sorry. I should be able to make time next week, so I'll come to help you then, okay? And if you have any other concerns, you can always feel free to talk to me. Alright, I'll see you at the show. How about that? Well, you heard a lady. Why don't we call it quits for today? Right, good idea. As long as I put away my underwear, this place should be mostly okay. Then I'll handle the rest later. Come on, let's go meet up with yours. They're going to meet at a show, huh? Sounds like something's going on. Better keep that in mind. And so Judith decided to get Nina's help concerning her more delicate items. And got her apartment in order so that it would be ready for Dominique and Chloe. Van's group decided to take a short break. Everyone split up so they could spend their free time as they pleased. My apologies, I was supposed to take him to the president's official residence, but it was too difficult with him hopping around in the car. Please, it's no trouble. It just so happens I have some free time, so I'm happy to help. You have to be a good boy, okay, Alphonse? You can't be causing trouble for security personnel. I have thought playing with Aaron would have tired him out, but it seems like he's got energy for days. He probably got excited seeing so many people all at once. I think our best option is to take him for a walk until he's satisfied and calms down. Alright, I'll tag along since I'm already here. You got a path you usually take, yeah? Tell me to do the rounds, Alphonse. Just give me a call once he calms down, and I'll come pick him up. Right, thank you very much. Well, shall we get going? Gosh, what an adorable pupper. What's his name? Do you mind if I pet him? Please go right ahead. His name is Alphonse. Who's a good boy, Alphonse? You are. Having a pet really gives you lots of opportunities to chow people, huh? There are lots of joggers around here, so interactions like this happen all the time. This has been his walk ever since he moved to the official residence, and I don't think he could be happier. For real, he goes for walks in Old Town too? No, this is his first time. I've been meaning to bring him here for a while now, and thought this would be the perfect opportunity. It's just too bad Fairy and the others aren't here with us. They're on their breaks too, so... But it's no biggie. No biggie. They saw him earlier. Oh, Van Anya's back already. Whoa, look, it's a big boy. And he's all soft, totally different from Zeros. Wait, is this Alphonse, the dog you've told me about? Hiya, I'm Yume. Gosh, he's so cute. Can we pet him? Yeah, of course. Ooh, Yume's playing with a dog. Where's my camera? I wonder if we have anything he can snack on. Geez, you think the circus came to town? And now we've somehow made it to the center marsh. I only meant to take him for a short walk, but we ended up all the way out here. This always happens when I take Alphonse out. You know, I feel like I always see folks with dogs around here. Anybody can bring their dog here, as long as they're trained. Nearby, there's even... Oh, wait a second, Vance, there's somewhere I want to go. Where? A shop or something? Not exactly. Follow me. Van followed Anya to a certain facility at the edge of the summer marsh. They then returned with a number of new companions. Whoa, you guys need to calm down. My word, I've never seen him take this summon so quickly. You were absolutely right, Anyas. I told you so, Stop enjoying this and help me. Hey, quit licking me. Bug, stop it. Hey, I want to play too. Now, come here. Whew, I thought I was a goner. And honestly, I'm kind of jealous. You sure are Mr. Popular, aren't you? Even the pups are vying for your affection. Hey, take it easy on me. But seriously, I had no idea you volunteered at an animal shelter. Seems like you've known the people there for a while. Yes, well, I have been doing it since childhood. Ever since Alphonse joined our family, actually. Do you know he was a rescue? Huh, so how do you end up with you? I was 10 when we first met. Dad had a day off for the first time in ages, so we all went out together as a family. But it started pouring on the way home, despite what the forecast had said. While we hurried home, my mother had heard a quiet bark through the rain riverside. And that's when we found a cold little puppy crying out beside the overflowing river. Mom couldn't just leave him there, so she convinced Dad to let us take him home with us. We left him at a shelter we trusted for a time, but he kept barking and biting people. Even as the shelter struggled to find him a home, Mom would visit him frequently. And what do you know, we ended up taking him in ourselves. You know what she said when Dad asked her why she cared so much about the dog? As soon as I saw him, I just knew. I knew that no matter what, Alphonse would be there for Anyas. I mean, look at his eyes. They're just as gentle and kind as yours. Your mom said that, huh? Sounds to me like she knew just what to say to your old man. Huh, she really did. But she was right. Alphonse has always been by my side. After Mom passed away and Dad and I drifted apart, Alphonse was like a brother to me. I'd be lying if I said I didn't miss him. I think he's really enjoying life at the official residence. Man, hearing all that makes me feel kind of jealous. Sounds like you're living a better life than I am, bud. Another from my own pity party. Oh, Van, please. Well, you know what? If he's having a good time, then doesn't that mean he's not worried about you anymore? I bet he knows exactly how much you've grown. He's your family, after all.
I hope you're right. But if I have grown, it's only because of everything I've learned spending time with you and everyone else. I hope that means Mom is resting easy too.
Honestly, I don't know if I could ever show my face to her. Not only am I employing her teenage daughter in my line of work, but I'm also relying on her for pretty much everything. She's my first assistant, and she's irreplaceable.
Van, honestly, I feel like Mom's probably cheering me on. Both in terms of work and when it comes to my feeling.
Yeah, what are you guys doing?
Van! Even Alphonse?
Right, they've really taken quite a liking to him. Hey, that's not fair, mister. I'm so jealous of you, young man. Blah, someone help me already.
What was I even about to say? I know I said that one day I'd take the next step, but I need to take it at just the right time. Right, Mom?
Afterward, Alphonse finally calmed down after the security personnel picked him up. I just took an exhausted van with her back to work. An orbital bike? Van's group decided to take a short break. Everyone split up so they could spend their free time as they pleased. Really can't make your mind, can you? Keep going like this and you're good, give yourself wrinkles. Forget I said anything. I knew it, just looking isn't going to help me make a choice. I do think they're both magnificent machines. Which is why you still haven't purchased one, a week later. You'd be happy with either, right? So just go with your gut feeling. Just because I'd be happy with either doesn't mean it doesn't matter which I choose. It's just I'm missing the last piece of the puzzle. A test drive? Which is why I came to you, since you know all about this sort of thing. Elaine, I'm a car guy, that doesn't make me an expert on bikes. Anyway, the only thing left to do is give them both a test drive. Hey, mind if we take these two out for a spin? Nope, just drive safe. And Van, do me a favor, give her some definitive advice, you know, so she finally buys one. Don't worry, I'm on it. It's gotta be a real problem having an A-rank racer show up at your store and grunt for hours on end. Erg, my apologies. So Van and Elaine took the bikes out onto the city streets. Also, Elaine could test drive the two machines and decide which one was right for her. Wow, the red star is just as fast as I'd heard. I can see why Hermes used one for delivery service. Wait, doesn't the Direwolf ride one too? Yeah, it's a popular model. Hell, I'd rent one out for myself every now and then. After all, this sucker can go 2300 SPH. There ain't a car out there that can match it for speed. Let me tell you, its aerodynamic shape is so damn cool. Cool or not, the speed is certainly a plus. It'd be perfect to help me get to the scene of an incident as fast as possible. So this is what the large ETWS models feel like. Doesn't Beauregard ride one of these? It feels like it's firmly planted on the road. I bet it takes some time to get used to. Yeah, but that machine's got the power and size to make crap roads and rough rides a breeze. Hard to recommend to newbies because of its weight, but I'm sure you'd get a hang of it quick. Hell, you already showed off some moves with one back on Nemeth Island. And just like that to boot. That choice is... Is it remember I chose that one? It's your fault it was just that way. It might not match the red star in speed, but it still holds up and it has a nice sense of stability. The fact that I can handle bad roads is a positive, too, considering my line of work. Mind if we swap again, Van? I want to give the red star another shot. Sure, be my guest. After all, they continue to switch bikes while riding through the city's different districts. Elaine constantly compared the characteristics and performance of each orbital bike, until finally... You seem even less sure than when we started. Driving them around just gave me a lot to think about. I'm sorry to make you stick around like this. I mean, I want to make the decision. Buy them both. Alright, I'm going to go with the Red Star. Speed is really is a big plus. Elaine, I can tell the ETWS is still calling to you, but what's so wrong with that? Both bikes are works of art. Honestly, all that's left is to ask yourself which one feels the best to ride. I think you know the answer to that question. Probably did before you even took it for a spin. But the fact that you're having trouble making a choice means you're probably thinking about other stuff, aren't you? Like how the CEO of TWS was arrested alongside your old man last year. This is why childhood friends can be such a pain. I get it, you think I'm focusing on something that doesn't matter. But I just can't disconnect everything. My father conspired with the ETWS CEO to support the Mafia. And it resulted in that horrible tragedy. Sheesh, thought it was an odd A-rank racer like yourself was being so indecisive on riding something like picking out a new ride. Guess being unable to separate that stuff in your head is just like you, though. Man. So it's worth saying, don't sweat the details. Don't stop yourself from doing what you want to do over crap like that. You really don't know how to hold back, do you? I mean, I'm struggling with genuine trauma over that event. Yeah, well, like you said, I'm your childhood friend. I can get away with being a jackass now and then. Ain't it better for you that I'm direct? And I suppose you're right. Personally, I would have preferred if you referred to yourself as my ex-boyfriend. But I guess that's not saying that part out loud is just like you. Yeah, you got me there. But you're right, maybe it's time I got over all this. My mother suffered the most, and she's already moving forward. Yeah, I heard she's been working her tail off to get the Quincy company back on its feet. You know, I still haven't been able to drop in and say hello to Simone after you and I reunited. Say hello? What for? You have real guts to do that as my ex, unless... Can you please give me a break? After finishing a test drive, Van and Elaine returned to the shop in Riverside. And having finally made a decision, Elaine purchased her new bike. I'm glad I went with the ETWS. It feels perfect for me. Thanks for the advice, Van. No need to thank me. Man, a new bike. Starting to feel a little jealous, not gonna lie. But I could never cheat at my pickup. I draw a line at rentals. You're so dramatic. Alright, I'm going to take this home. You're renting a place pretty close by, aren't you? Luckily you, the Terrion District is so nice. You could catch a movie or you get some Eastern sweets whenever you want. Not that I have many opportunities, busy as I am.
Say, why don't you stop by for a little while, if you'd like?
Well?
Not in the way you're likely thinking, just to be clear. I thought I'd offer you some tea, as thanks for today. Days such as this make me so happy we found our way back to each other. I'm glad we can spend time together like this again. So, I thought at least this much would be alright.
Alright, since I'm already here and all, I might as well. I'm gonna assume we've got some of those world-class truffles from Quincy Bill, yeah?
I most certainly don't. Whatever am I going to do with you?
After that, Van dropped by Elaine's place and had some tea. And after a short rest, returned to his work. Okay. I keep thinking I'm gonna look up and see that sign Kisara put together. A shame I missed out on the festivities this time around. Sounds as though it was quite the event. I hear it even surpassed the likes of the festival Van and his schoolmates put together. That's quite a feat. I hate to admit it, but yeah, they outdid us. The bars wasn't so high, the four-eyed kid's gonna have to jump the length of a skyscraper to clear it. Wait, back up, Bearguard, from what you said that. One might assume you personally attended the Aramis Academy Festival of 8 years ago. Oh, is that true? Yeah, he was there, though we hadn't met at that point. He just happened to come by while he was in the capital, on day 2, right? That's correct. I had a good time too, and that play you wrote was the event's crowning jewel. The story of the Calvardian Revolution was its title. No, young Elaine's performance as Sheena was as captivating as it was impeccable. You're too kind. Why don't you tell me about this, Van? Oh, hello, Van. Long time no smell. I know I've said this before, but thank you so much for all your help during the festival. The school said you'd be swinging by. Something about having business with the student council. If dropping off a little treat counts as business, then yeah. Sounds like they've had their hands full lately. Man, oh man, you don't know half of it, but I'm proud of them. Not many students are willing to come in on a day off. Oh, and did I hear that Miss Bray is going back home this semester? Things are only going to get tougher for them if so. And it's just one more boulder in their path they'll have to climb over. We've wrapped up all of our SPGs here. Now's as good a time as any. Visiting Student Council will trigger an event that will suddenly alter to save the Ouroboros District. Yeah, might as well. Mind if we head on in? Of course, you're more than welcome. Here's our permission slip. With that, you'll have carte blanche to go anywhere you like. Wow, this guy sure is being awfully friendly. Oh, he's always been like this. People used to call him a bit of a flirt, in fact. And I can see why.
Albert, come on! It's not an LLC, it's an LLP, Limited Liability Partnership.
Seriously? Ugh! I swear, there is a special place in hell for whoever named these things this way.
I found the data from last year, so I can take care of that list. I've gathered some documents that might help, sending it to your terminal now. Thank you!
Damn, they're stressing up a storm in there.
It sounds like their work has them climbing the walls.
I imagine they're creating a vendor list for supplies the school needs, for clubs and the like. Revising it ever so slightly every year is always the student council's first assignment.
Yep, I remember that. Renee made use of it all the time back then.
I bet putting it together is harder than it sounds. Wait, that other voice. I swear I've heard it before.
Yes, I recognize it as well.
I'm really sorry, you two. And I apologize for taking up so much of your time, Miss Toa. And this turned out to be much more of a hassle than I expected.
Don't sweat it. Still, it's crazy to think Ren did all this by herself last year.
She's a superwoman, all right. Although, I did hear her saying she wished she had delegated these things to us more often.
Seems even the girl who can do anything still has some key lessons to reflect on.
Oh, you think that's them?
Is that you, Van? Please, come in.
Alrighty then. Sup? Sounds like y'all are hard at work. Oh, hey, Miss Herschel. Been a while.
Yes, far too long if you ask me. I see you brought Elaine with you too. Wait, aren't you...
Bearguard Zeman. It's a pleasure to make your acquaintance at last, Miss Herschel. I've heard many a tale of your NGO and Thor's exploits. I had hoped our paths would cross someday.
I'm honored, truly. Gaius has told me so much about you and...
Easy. Let's save the introductions for later.
Hold that thought, if you don't mind. We brought a little treat for you, since we know you've been working so hard.
Did someone order a summer Andalusia tart? No? Well, it's on the house!
Yes! Ooh, baby, that is just what the doctor ordered.
Thank you so much. I was just thinking I could use some brain food.
I know as well as any how taxing student council work can be at times.
Now then, shall I brew you all some tea? Oh, no. You don't need to go to all that trouble. I can handle that much, no problem.
If there's one custom in this universe, it's Andalusia bringing the sweet, sweet goods with its exquisite limited summer menu. And if there's another constant, it's student council work being a total pain in the neck. You're telling me we're facing way more issues with our vendors this year compared to last. We didn't want to borrow a run, but despite our best efforts, we ended up needing to rope Miss Toa in. Again, I'm really sorry. I hope you aren't having to miss your flight for this. Oh no, I still have plenty of time to catch it. Don't you worry about a thing. Besides, I wanted to help out, even if it's just a little bit, to help make up for my being out of the city during the break. Oh, does that mean? Now think about it, Fee was telling me a little about this. You're headed to that part of the country, yeah? Right, you didn't meet some of my colleagues at Marduk headquarters, didn't you? Admittedly, I can't really disclose much, this being confidential work and all, but I'll be gone for around 3 days. Gotcha, I don't mean to get you to say something you shouldn't. Can't go breaking NDAs all willy-nilly now, can ya? I heard you met with some of Toa's acquaintances from Fours at Marduk's headquarters, and that one of them put out that request on behalf of the Epstein Foundation. Our destination appears to be the same as the Ashen Chevalier, or rather the Divine Blades. This stays between us, but that's where Fee is headed as well. I won't lie, all this hush-hush talk has me curious about where they could be going. Makes you wonder what all these top bananas from the Empire are doing here. A little off topic, but I've been wondering something. Has everyone at school been hyped lately? About Project Startaker, I mean. Hyped would be putting it mildly. I mean, this is mankind's greatest achievement in the making we're talking about here. The boys in particular have been going feral. It feels like everyone who doesn't have a T-phone is clamoring for one now. Yeah, so they can watch a live stream. The girls aren't quite at foaming at the mouth levels of hype, but since a lot of them are into astrology and stuff, there's still excitement in the air. And what's more, several are looking up to Major Emilia as a role model, which is fair because she's wicked cool. Apparently a screen is going to be set up in the auditorium so the students can see the launch of the day on the day of. There was an official notice about it from the Department of Education. Of course, it's perfectly alright to be excited, but lately I've noticed more and more kids showing up to school sleep deprived. Some even had to call in sick during the finals. Miss Matilda was awfully worried about the whole thing. Really? I hadn't realized. Sigh. Seems like I still don't have a good grasp on the issues plaguing our student body. Well, that doesn't include the second years, right? Maybe it's only the first years are affected.
Sounds as though you have company. I take that to mean you arrived at a good stopping point?
Oh, it's you, Red. No, afraid not, but we did make it to the halfway mark at least. Yeah, no small part to Miss Toa carrying us the whole way there. That's not true at all. All I did was prepare a little paperwork. You guys did most of the heavy lifting. You seem a bit tired yourself, Ren. Will you care for some of the dessert the artist brought us? Very much so, thank you. You needn't worry about the tea hour. I can prepare it on my own. Sounds like you've been a little busy bee lately. I suppose I have been buzzing around here and there. The issue of the school's orbital network has occupied much of my time today. That reminds me, Miss Toa. Shouldn't you be leaving for the airport? You'll miss your flight if you don't leave soon. Oh yeah, not to worry. I should have plenty of time as long as I take the subway. Subway system hit with delays to the orbital circuitry issues. Affected areas, Calvard District. That's not good. Don't you have to make it all the way to Edith Airport? Yes, I do. Maybe I can still make it if I take a different route. I'm so sorry. This is all my fault. No, it's not. Don't blame yourself. As long as I catch a bus or cab, I'll be fine. I'm not so sure about that. A bus would barely get you there in time. In fact, you still might not make it. According to my taxi booking app, it would take approximately 20 minutes for the nearest cab to arrive. Van's car... Did someone call for a Spriggan taxi driver? We'll get you to your destination lickety-split. 0 wait time guaranteed. Wait, are we going now? Or do I have to prepare first?
I'm really sorry, you guys. I didn't mean to put you out like this during your work hours. Wow, though. I've ridden in this car before, but I'm only now realizing how nice it is. The seats are so comfy.
Aren't they? I'm glad someone in this truck's got good taste. I actually just made some modifications around the wheel housings then. Oh gosh, anyone have some earplugs? Friendly advice, be careful bringing up cars around the boss. Get him going, and you'll never hear the end of it. She's not exaggerating either. Oh, the same applies with sweets, by the way, and the next most dangerous topic to bring up is saunas. Wow, thanks guys. What great friends I have. Your assistants just know you inside and out at this point.
Agnes was right. You guys really do have a great working relationship. Even though you were all raised in different places, you gelled together so naturally.
We do? Well, we have been together for a while now, so I suppose that's to be expected. Oh dear, as the least employee from Marduk, I'm not certain how I know how to feel about that assessment. I mean, we get along fine enough, I guess. I'm a Spriggan, you know, the kind who will take the tough jobs nobody else wants. I've got my hard-boiled image to protect here. So that's a cake and ice cream addict. As it is plain to see, it can be difficult for the young to tell apart their idealized and actual selves. If I wasn't self-aware about it before, I sure am now, Master. It's a little odd being lumped in with this group now. What about you and your friends, Toa? You seem to have a strong relationship with them as well.
Yes, that's definitely true. We went through a lot together in school after all. We may have all went our separate ways after graduation, but we'll always be connected, no matter what happens. Believe it or not, they're a big part of why I came to the Republic in the first place.
Wait, really? Huh. Toa. Not surprising to hear. You aren't really the type to sit back and play spectator when something's clearly going down. I mean, you commanded an airship during the Civil War, for crying out loud, not to mention all the stuff you did during Jormungandr. Now you and your forest friends have expanded your operations to the international stage, for the sake of Zemuria as a whole.
Honestly, I think you're overselling my part in all this. I'm not doing anything as incredible as that. But I want to be. And I know my friends and everyone else at Thors feel the same way.
Wow, you forest people are in a class all your own. And you called our camaraderie impressive. Anyhow, I'm glad we had this chance to get better acquainted. Circumstances depending, I may be willing to take on the Force BG for you guys. You're already working with the Foundation on the Grim Garten at Altina's request. Naturally, the guild will be more than willing to assist as well, should he require it. I'd be all too happy to lend my support to any cause my youngest pupil, Gaius, needs assistance with. Hey wait, can we not make like 50 commitments at once here? And it seems forming connections such as this is Mr. Arkride's specialty.
Definitely. Thank you all so much.
An underground anti-immigration terrorist group, and you say they're operating outside the Republic as well. Yeah, they don't have any connection to the space program that we know about. Be that as it may, this is an issue that's at the forefront of the guild's mind. Have you heard anything in relation to that group, Toa? It isn't unreasonable to suppose you have, with Forrest's extensive network of connections at your fingertips. Well, for one thing, I don't think this group has been active in the main part of the Empire, Liberal, or Crossbell. But like the guild has heard, the northern side of the continent is another story. Some of our friends were personally involved in some of the incidents that took place in Jirai and Northumbria. Wait, really? What kind of incidents are we talking about here? Honestly, from what I've been told, we don't know all the specifics. The first time trouble was over 2 years ago, when Jirai was in upheaval over a bid for independence. They had been annexed by the Empire, and were looking to become an independent state again, much like Crossbell and Northumbria. However, the people ultimately voted to keep it under Imperial rule. It's not a permanent decision. The citizens will revisit this matter and re-vote every 10 years. With so many divergent opinions being thrown around, local residents and other parties struggle to reach even that compromise. And yet, multiple small-scale terrorist attacks took place seemingly in protest of it. The collateral was minimal and no one was killed, thankfully, but the people were shaken with fear leading to further disputes. Things had settled down eventually, with an agreement ratified half a year later than planned, but the instigators of the attacks were never identified. Even now, our allies from Force are still attempting to track them down. I've only ever heard the name Jirai in passing. I think so much has transpired there. Must be a slippery bunch if even the war heroes from the Empire can't get a lock on them. You claim that was merely the first time of trouble. I take it to mean there more have arisen over these past 2 years? Unfortunately so. The next one involves the people who were unhappy with the agreement. Over the past half year, many of them have suddenly gone missing. Oh, that links back to what you guys heard. Indeed, although there was a common thread among the victims, a common thread among the victims is news to me. Could there be a similar trend in Remiferia, Northumbria, and the Free Cities? My gut feeling this might involve brokers or undocumented immigrants like the one we ran into before. But isn't Remiferia a pretty wealthy nation? I wouldn't have thought they'd have issues with people having to enter illegally. They're wealthy, yes, but no matter how well off a country might be, it simply isn't possible to root out discord and strife completely. The real concern is, what's causing these people, however few they may be, to just up and vanish? This matter is already on Forest's radar. We want to make sure the situation doesn't escalate any further than it has. Good to hear you guys are all over this. I know what you guys are gonna be up to over in Basel, but if you need any help, you got my number. I appreciate it. So much for keeping the destination of my trip a secret. Guess the cat's out of the bag. Did Pete tell the guild she was coming with? Yes, she did. You're going to love Basel, trust me. The air is clear, and there's a bevy of things to do. I might even run into some of my friends and family members while there. Oh, right. Yes, I'm sure your family will be helping us out a great deal. While I'm there, I really hope I'll get a chance to visit the observatory at least once. It's certainly worth checking out. Oh yeah, speaking of that. Your grandfather was an astronomer, was he not? How do you know that? Is he that well known in the Republic too? What was his name again? Was it Alfred Herschel? I'm not sure most people here would know him, but he is famous among our astronomers. Yeah, we got the rundown of him not too long ago. You probably already heard some about this, but we stopped by over at Agnes's house earlier, and... After Van finished explaining to Toa how her grandfather's name had shown up in Professor Epstein's diaries, they arrived at the airport. The group saw Toa off as she boarded the airliner for Basel before returning to work. Probably the Arbor District has been updated. What's the matter, Van? That look on your face tells me you're really hung up on something. Perhaps he is simply mulling over all we've learned. Now we've visited every district on our list, Chardon notwithstanding. Coupled with the information obtained from this morning, he may well have grasped the bigger picture or picked up a scent if you prefer. I want to dial back your expectations a notch or two. I ain't gone that far. I want to do a little more digging in a certain spot I thought we'd skip, since it doesn't have a bulletin board. But we got some extra time, so what do you say we check out the Blacklight District? I suppose we haven't gone there yet, have we? Been a hot minute since I hit up that dump myself. Seeing as it's a seed bed for criminal elements, I only pay a visit when the job deems it necessary. Do you expect to find something there? Aren't the gangsters, mafiosos, and Jaegers just bumming around doing squat? Or it could be possible you believe we'll find a lead on the disappearances there. Now, if fresh faces from other countries started popping up around town, we'd have heard about it by now. It's more like I'm catching a faint whiff of something the shady characters down there wouldn't bat an eye at. And I want to see where that scent trail leads. Oh, that makes sense. Huh? In what way? None of the information Yard thus far could be considered alarming. However, with the root cause still unknown, proper risk management requires all potential blind spots to be subjected to thorough scrutinization. What she said, where there's smoke, there's fire. Though that's not to say that finding the source of it in the Blacklight District is a for sure thing. And it's whatever, I'm giving if you are. Worst case, it's a free excuse to do a little pants-off dance off over at Mistress's place. Now if we have anything to say about it, so let's just ignore him and go investigate. I could do have some genuine answers to at least a few of the questions raised today. In that case, it's just we head straight over once the time is right. Okay. We'll progress the main story. Should I go to the student council room? Yes. My one eager first year are helping out with student council duties like this. Yes, well, student council president Albert had asked me to. But is there even any room for me to help out at this point? Just jump right on in. You can worry about everything else afterward. But before that, can I interest you in some tea and a slice of cake? Really? Thank you. Jump on right on in, huh? Brent's probably right. Alright, once I finish having this cake, I'm gonna pick myself up and get to work. Watching them work together like this is making me want to jump in and lend a hand myself. But as much as I may want to, I shouldn't. For the sake of the student council, they need to work hard and overcome this on their own. Honestly, I should have been giving them more opportunities like this when I was still a student. sure Albert and Yaris will manage somehow. Why don't we just sit back, relax, and maybe enjoy a cup of tea while we watch over them? I'm glad to hear Miss Toa made it to the airport on time. Oh, and by the way, those snacks you brought us were very much appreciated, man. Should be just what we need to get us over the finish line. Yeah, looks like you guys were in for a heck of a grind today. But hey, somebody's gotta lend the new boss man a hand, right? Exactly. We should be able to finish by evening if we keep going at this pace. You and the others should do your best too, man. Hey, that's my line. Ooh, thanks everyone pitching in. We're about halfway done. Man, being student council president is a tough job. Yeah, quit your grumbling. Don't forget, you've got me and Inez with you. Just one last push and we can all call this job well done. New student council prez. Then I'll be calling you, new vice prez. Taking over for Rean as student council president sure must be putting a lot of pressure on him. Inez and I are gonna have to do what we can to lend our support. As the new student council president, I've gotta be stronger than this. Alright, time to give everything I've got. Okay. Band crew contacted a reserve team member waiting at the office. They all then decided to meet up in the Tyrol district and enter the underground passage leading to the Blacklight District together.
Good afternoon. It is 3 p.m. here in Edith, and we have breaking news to report. Regarding Project Startaker's second successful launch yesterday, we have just confirmed that the test module has re-entered the atmosphere and has landed in the ocean south of Calvard. This test module simulates the conditions necessary to keep astronauts protected from the vacuum of space. With the module recovered and safety checks performed, the Aerospace Force has announced a date for their third official launch, which will take place 3 days from now, on July 12th at 1 p.m. This promises to be a watershed moment for mankind, as Amelia Haring will become the first human in history to travel into space.
Are they for real? That's right around the corner.
I gotta call my boyfriend so we can take the day off.
Let's go!
Well, Hermes is going to space in just 3 days. Does no one else think this is too much too fast? Talk about cranking things up to new heights. It was Yang Yesi who designed the test module, as I recall. Adiabatic pressure during the atmosphere re-entry is said to cause shockingly high temperatures, yet they cleared that issue without a hitch. Such was a foregone accomplishment for them and the artisans of Basel. As inspirational as this is, though, it's happening a lot faster than you expect. Yeah, and by how thorough the setup's been, I'm willing to bet that bastard Renee's got his fingerprints all over this, too, right in between Graham hearts. Likely so. His work at the presidential office seems to keep him busier than ever lately. Developments will doubtless unfold more quickly. We may need to keep sharper than usual. Right, though in our unsprigginly sniff through the mud kind of way. Oh, I just realized something. Isn't July 12th Inez's birthday? Oh, now you mention it, yeah. With so much else going on at the same time, it's shaping up to be an eventful one. I hadn't even known. She'll be turning 17, correct? Yes, we've even been planning a party of sorts on the sly. Afterward, the group arrived at their destination via a convoluted route beneath the Tyrol district. Yep, this place hasn't changed a single bit. It's not the Blacklight District if it isn't shady as all get out. Even still, it pays to come here every once in a while, with how useful the information often is. There's still no bulletin board here, so let's just focus on talking with the usual suspects. I know I've been listening to y'all at this point, but try not to let even the smallest clue pass you by. Understood. We will remain vigilant as always.
It's searching time!
Welcome, some new herbal products just came in. Just warming them up will trouble their efficacy, so please be mindful of the dosage instructions. You're acting like it's nothing, but that's not exactly a legal drug, is it? It's a pretty nasty one too. I'm interested in anything but that. Of course this is a little strong, but it's a high quality product that isn't the least bit habit forming. So I should have known it would be unpopular with all of my hardiest customers. I've been stocking up to expand my product line. Yeah, there's something wrong with your methods, multiple somethings. This place is the same as our... I've been thinking of expanding my product line now that the Mafia's been purged. You think if I called these space herbs, they'd fly off the shelves? Please don't.
Now, what might you be after,
Cookies and essence of mirror.
No matter how many times we come here, I still can't believe there's a place like this in Edith.
Indeed. It's a sight those on the surface could never imagine.
I haven't been around recently myself.
Well, let's see if we can't find any leads.
Feels like new faces have been popping up around here again. I wonder if they're part of some minor Jaeger corps from somewhere. There have been a lot of those lately. But that's nothing new in a place like this. We haven't had any problems getting customers, and I'm happy to report that Gabriella's pub is thriving too. So I helped Gabriella with her pub once Yoda started going to Sunday school. She needed someone to work the hours she's picking him up and dropping him off. And besides, Yoda's so cute. I'm happy to have more than enough Mira. Well, look at you, Spriggan, palling around the guild's own beauty display. Now that's a surprise. I've seen you two work together before, but you seem oddly close. And what's so odd about it exactly? Oh, nothing. Must be my imagination. Want to take a look at my wares? The black market's been thriving lately. I've got all kinds of lucky finds. Now this is what you call a wave of prosperity. Can't say I'm happy about it. The light of this space program appears to be revitalizing the shadows of the Blacklight District. With all these tourists coming in from abroad, we're getting a decent amount of new product. The black market is positively thriving. All hail our great benefactor, a space program. They already just announced the launch day, the crux of the program. We should get fired up too.
Oh, got a great lineup and great
Paint earrings. Welcome, what was in the Spriggan? You guys look pretty busy. I heard you got in touch with some VIPs from Marduk HQ. I've been real curious about what's going on over there lately with that program. I asked how the heck you heard about that, but I guess I shouldn't be surprised. Especially seeing as you're an arms dealer famous even in the underworld. Sounds like you're selling abroad these days too. Well, no big deal. It's true that my market share expanded since Almada's destruction. But I just want to work in harmony with everyone in the underworld. This guy keeps a low profile and he's got the skills, but on the other hand, quite right, he's not a bad person, but just make sure you don't do anything that causes trouble for the guild. Huh? Your Beauty's Blade. Of course, ma'am. I'll take your warning to heart. Well, he's got the good stuff, so let's take this opportunity to take a look. Have you heard the news? Apparently Lindsay's going to be reintegrating into society soon. Isn't that wonderful? Even though I'm in a good mood now. I think I'll give her that survival knife she's always wanted to congratulate her. Yeah, that sounds like a bad idea.
I have...
Oh, Ben, do you come here just to see how I was doing? No, why do I need to check on you? You know, as a show of support, I'm working really hard right now. Besides, the Kingpin already scolded me for all the stabbing. Oh, and the statute of limitations for me being on the wanted list expires next month. That's why the Kingpin is testing me to see if I'm ready to reintegrate into society. I'm enduring all kinds of things, so don't you think I deserve some encouragement from my boyfriend? What do you think, Mr. Boyfriend? I've already told you this a million times. I'm not your boyfriend. Seriously, you always share way too much. Sounds like yours are complicated circumstances. You're here in the Blacklight District, no less. That's a refined older gentleman I spotted earlier. He looks even sturdier than Van. I bet he's amazing. Be on your guard, Master. This one's got a habit of stabbing the men she's taking a shine to. It's not like any old man will do. I just think sturdy people are wonderful. They look like they can take my love. And while it's true that I stabbed my ex, that was years ago. The statute of limitations is going to expire soon. And that incident with Joe earlier, well, he's not exactly my type. It was an accident. Don't you think you've done more than enough stabbing? So I really do need to be careful with her. Even the Kingpin keeps her on a short leash.
What would you like?
Soul Chef dumplings. 90% resistances, huh? Maybe I should use farm money and buy up these things so I don't have to use up as much UMATs. Hey, look who's there. Abby.
Well, if it isn't Farida. Still helping the Spriggan with his work, I see. I'm glad to find you in good health, man.
Wait, what are you doing with him? Rubbing elbows with Iscariot's top brass. Yet another unexpected arrival.
It's been some time, Arkride Solutions.
And a pleasure to see you, Master.
So you're here as well, Ashlad. I take it that both of you are gathering information. That's correct. I'm looking into the activities of some of our Jaegers. Definitely catching a whiff of something here. But anyway, we also came to the Blacklight District to scrounge up some intel. If it's not too much trouble, do you mind sharing what's been happening on your end? Very well, so almost I can ask for insights on a matter or two in return. Now, first of all, are you aware of the recent string of disappearances among those who flocked to the Blacklight District? Nope, that's news to me, though I wouldn't think much of that in the summit ground of drifters and wayfarers. Right, one can easily imagine those who washed up here are going even further into hiding. However, this may very well be connected to retracted missing persons reports that have left the police scratching their heads. Well, it's no wonder that the issue isn't widely known topside. After all, down here, someone can vanish in the thin air at one moment, only to resurface the next before you even realize. Whatever they did while off the grid stays a great big question mark. That's just business as usual for us shady folk. Indeed, if for instance a petty gangster were to go unaccounted for, such an occurrence wouldn't raise any red flags. Be as it may, Mr. Al-fayed is taking it upon himself to look into the activities of some of our Jaegers, as he put it. Also, it's happening to you guys too. Yes, at first the disappearances were mainly among gangsters and mafiosos, but in the last several days, Jaegers have been going astray as well. The affected include not only dropouts and members of low-level corps, but even those of medium standing. As for you, Ashley, I presume your activities here are on the church's recent initiative. Correct. While there is little I am at liberty to disclose, the need has arisen to ascertain the flow of people, including that of those in the underworld. Prior to arrival, Asana and I were exchanging information about the unnatural behaviors observed within the Jaeger Corps. Initially, we were hoping to pinpoint and question the leading light of the Blacklight District, but alas. Sorry, but there's only so much I can divulge on the subject. There's a tacit understanding among those living here, but Arkride could tell you that much. Tacit understanding? Ah, it's an unspoken rule. So the Blacklight District actually has some kind of honor code. Who would have thought? What exactly does leading light of the Blacklight District refer to? The Blacklight District's head honcho and liaison to the outside world, a person everybody here is indebted to. Folks call him the Kingpin, but who they actually are or what they're like, your guess is as good as mine. Even within the guild, all I've heard is word of mouth. It's said that they play a pivotal role in the development of what would eventually grow into the Blacklight District. If you know that much, then all the easier. Even still, I can't just spill beans on where you'll find a Kingpin. Though for what it's worth, I'm pretty sure they're clued up on what you're investigating. I getcha, gotta play with a book. So that means all of us will just have to do our own sniffing run from here on out. We too have no intention of meddling in the affairs of the Blacklight District any further. I will touch base with my Jaeger contacts once again. Please do inform me should you discover anything of note, Arkride. As for myself, I have obtained all the information I require, and so shall be taking my leave. While you no doubt have your own feelings of the matter, Master, I must ask that you leave this to me. Is that so? And I wish you luck in your endeavors, Ashlad. And this may well bear relation to the actions of the Gralsver after all.
With the latest in traffic.
It would appear that there are several Jaegers missing among those who disappeared from the Blacklight District. This situation may turn dangerous. Some of our units have been affected too, which is why I've been looking into it. I'm sorry to say I haven't found anything decisive yet. We don't know what will happen, so be careful, Farida. I will. You be careful too, Abby. Good luck.
These are the most recent reports on the road.
Now that we've gotten the grasp of the situation, I don't think we'll be staying here long. We have our target. It's nearly time to move out. I guess the church would take action based on what Kevin told us. If the Gralsver and Iscariot monks are both taking this seriously.
According to a government announcement, mock military.
The Kingpin is special to us. I've actually got a pretty good idea of what you're looking into. Do what you need to. It's not my place to interfere with your investigation. Besides, Yoda's class should be over right about now. He may be at Sunday school, but he's still alone up on the surface. I've got to hurry and pick him up. Oh yeah, this lady's a mom, isn't she? Yeah, I heard she adopted the kids. Sure seems like a doting parent. It's not that the high-ranking Jaeger Corps haven't made any moves. Seeing as I'm only a former Jaeger, I don't know anything for certain. Oops, it's about time for Yoda's class to be over. I've got to hurry and pick him up.
Do me a favor and decide already.
Salty borscht.
Hell yeah! That's a hell of a fish!
Rock Eater rank A. Okay, defense 2. Hey there, come on in and have some fun. Just don't get too naughty, alright?
Performing shard search.
Okay, another Grim token. Everyone's going crazy about the space program. What is one of the turn of events? It's thanks to that I made more money than I lost, so I'm truly grateful. Maybe I should go for a long shot. But that's hard to do in the capital. And maybe next I should. That's the lady who sells counterfeit goods. Seems like she's got another plan up her sleeve. She really never learns a lesson. Maybe I should have the guild monitor her activities. This place has always been noisy, but those assholes had to come along and make it worse. If you guys don't want to get shot in the head, then shut up, order, and drink quietly. Those guys are causing so much trouble. I've decided to ban gambling for now. Anyone who doesn't comply is going to be seeing stars. No rocket launch required.
Can I help you? Come again.
Now where?
Come on over and...
Yeah, I've been to space before too. If you drink a lot, the stars will twinkle. Isn't that amazing? Let's all go together. Could this be a symptom of alcohol poisoning? I'm a little concerned. You get a different kind of education coming to a place like this.
I'll whip you up a candy special.
Loose tonic.
Search. Hey, big boy.
Well, ma'am, I'm leaving the customers in your hands. Time to make the rounds again. Thanks for all your hard work. Watch out for any crackdowns, alright? Ma'am, the capital's entertainment district is my stomping ground. There's still plenty of big spenders out there for me to reel in, so look forward to the next catch of the day.
Alrighty.
My, sorry to see you two be together. Is this for work or are you all taking a break? Anyway, you're welcome here. Leave your body and heart to me, and I'll fulfill all your desires. You're the same as ever. Or have you gotten even more bewitching, mistress? We're traveling with Myers, so maybe you could keep the whole seduction thing to a minimum. Besides, we're not on break. We're gathering some intel. You know about anything strange going on? Why, aren't you impatient? I've heard a few things that piqued my curiosity. But the biggest one might be that more and more girls are coming in from abroad in the midst of this little economic boom. Taking on clients by yourself can be risky, so I really need to get in touch with them in the near future. She seems pretty responsible for someone in the Blacklight District. Yeah, she was from Messeldam originally. She's had a tough life, and I guess that's made her compassionate. The girls all seem to love her too. The economy may be doing well, but even now people are suffering. They're the ones who end up in the Blacklight District. I'd like to look out for them if I can. But Tracy has been bringing them back to our establishment one after the other, and we're already pretty full. Just bear with me on that, madam. You know we've been talking about opening a second. Yes, we'll have to make a decision on that soon.
Looks like some good loot.
Gotcha.
Okay, Grim Portal.
Deposit confirmed.
Scared money don't make no money.
We got that. Link is now a building that I can enter.
Let's do a search.
Seems like I could make some good cash from this, but without knowing exactly what's going on.
What's up, Isabel? Something on your mind?
Ah, Arkride. A little birdie by the name of Bermati mentioned you'd be coming. Sounds like you and the delivery woman, or astronaut rather, finally met face to face.
Word travels fast, maybe a little too fast in this case. What can I say? Bermati is an old classmate from my med school days. We keep in close touch. Oh, if I'm not mistaken, Mr. Bermati also graduated from Remiferia Medical College, yes? That's right, although he pursued a degree in pharmaceuticals rather than following the pre-med track. That's son of a gun. Must have figured we'd find a way over here eventually. Well, anyway, I take it we're not the only ones thinking of something off with the Blacklight District. You'd be right, though I should preface that my perspective is limited to what's in my purview. Over the past few days, there's been an uptick in the number of arena contestants showing up late for fights. Their excuses for all these unpunctual arrivals are never clear. It's been causing a lot of, shall we say, disputes. Though you won't hear me complaining about it, mine. Street brawls and scores of injuries are how I rake in the dough. That being said, the fact that this is getting to be a trend is worthy of concern. I tried probing the causes for their tardiness out of them during treatment, but their answer is always to wander off the mark. If that has been a frequent occurrence, then there is sure to be a reason behind it all. Has anyone been investigating the matter apart from yourself, madame? The arena management, yeah, but they haven't turned up anything yet. Other than them, I can think of one obvious likelihood. The Kingpin, you mean? There's that name again. So you're familiar with them, eh, Arkride? Why am I not surprised? I also wouldn't be shocked if they were looking into this as we speak. Just to clarify, I've never actually met the Kingpin in person. But I wouldn't mind having a chat with him, if only to do a little info swap. Mind hooking us up? Oh, come on now. You know better than that. I can't just tell you who the Kingpin is or where to find them all willy-nilly. Not about breaking the Blacklight District's code of honor, anyway. Damn it, figured it wouldn't be that easy. Oh well, you gave us some good stuff to chew on, so thanks for help. Think nothing of it. I'll more than likely be needing your help in the future, so you can consider this a small act of charity. Of course, cough enough Mira, and I'd be perfectly happy to loosen my lips a little more. Hey Doc, so about that injury from the other day. Well, we'll let you get back to work. See you later. Alright, we now have a clearer picture of what to do from here. Yeah, and that's finding this Blacklight District Kingpin people keep bringing up. Wherever they are, there's a good chance they're onto something about all this. Still, it seems arranging a meeting with them will prove difficult. Difficult, but not impossible. The only taboo here is on giving away the Kingpin's identity without their say-so. But if the Kingdom themselves decides to meet us of their own volition, that slices up the issue. Indeed, fulfilling their role as this district's head would be an impossible feat, were they unwilling to reveal so much as their face. As such, I would surmise that if you had to decide their course, whether to step out from the shadows or linger within. Couldn't have put it better myself. So here's the play. We gotta keep hitting up folks connected to the Kingpin so the big cheese themselves catches on to us. Keep it at it enough and they should eventually show up, or at least send some kind of sign. Indeed, they must possess some degree of flexibility, otherwise serving as a liaison for the service world would be rather trying. In that case, perhaps our first order of business should be finding someone with close ties to the Kingpin. Yeah, poking and prying at a confidant of theirs is bound to get a reaction somehow. Okay, back to asking around then. Topic. Freaking woman, all these months later, and the wound still hurts. You sure I'm clear to join the Ultra match tomorrow? No, injury's looking good, though. That's all you gotta say? The hell am I paying you for, Doc? Got set up some time ago down here in the Blacklight District. Doc's saying it's all healed, but man, these days, there's days where it aches like no tomorrow. I'm a champion in the arena, though. I can't afford to look like a wimp out there. If I'm joining the Ultra match, I gotta be in tip-top shape. You know, the Kingpin and I actually like to share a few drinks on occasion. Boy, can they put them down. You trying to give us a hint or something? Just making small talk is all. There's a smoker too, if you're curious. She's almost certainly tying us, but maybe. Speaking of my younger years, the Calvard Medical Association is having a conference today. An old friend of mine's supposed to be attending. Where we'll have a chance to catch up after, though, is a different story. Must be tough working at such a big hospital. Maybe I'll drop on by just to bug them.
I have some good books on sale.
Got something to ask you.
Oh, you're looking for someone who's close to the Kingpin? Why ask me, though? Just following a little hunch, that's all. You're always lying face first in trouble, and you keep relying on the Kingpin to bail you out. Wow, way to hit me where it hurts, man. And for the record, I'm not always getting into trouble. I'll have you know I can count the number of times I've needed the Kingpin's help on one hand. Heck, there are like so many people who are way more in the hold with them favor-wise than me. Can we take that to mean you were knowledgeable about such individuals? Look at you, ice peeled on the neighborhood's affairs like a regular fly in the wall. Hey, don't make me sound like some two-bit gossip, you meanie. When it comes to messy drama in the Blacklight District, truth is stranger than fiction. How can I not tune in? But between you and me, I mostly do it in hopes of scoping out an absolute snack of a man I can sink my teeth into. Keep your real kinks to yourself. Snack of a man? Is she one of those cannibals? Never change, danger tits. To be honest, I doubt I'll ever understand having tastes that are so, let's just call them unique. Anyway, you might just be the in-the-know person who can help us. Is there anyone around here who is especially tied to the Kingpin? Murderer, fine. I'll be a good girl and do you this solid, man, even if you're being a big giant bully. So you want somebody who's so deep in the Kingpin's debt that they're basically tied to their apron strings. I'll have everybody know, the one who fits the bill the most would be at Ole Magisa. Magisa, if I recall correctly, that's the name of the culprit in a case I handled together with Swin Nadia. She was selling fake T-phones back then, but peddling counterfeit brand name goods and forged art has been her trade for a long time now. The guilds are on their watch list for that very reason. Judging by her age, I would wager she's been in the Kingpin's care since the early days of what is now the Blacklight District. Yeah, she's a real handful, even for a Kingpin, but the two of them go way, way back. They're basically lifelong frenemies, you could say. Apparently the Kingpin looked out for her when they were young, and the rest is history. But Magisa seems under the impression that if it weren't for the Kingpin, she'd have more free reign to do as she wants. I've heard about her bootlegging debacles, but her being so close enough to the Kingpin isn't one I saw coming. Fun fact, the Kingpin gets a lot of use out of Magisa's supersonic legs back in the day. That might have made her enough of an asset to earn some leniency. Oh yes, remember her writing a speech which defied logic for someone her age. One would imagine she was even faster in her prime. No doubt she's exploited that talent many times over the years. At any rate, putting a name to even one person in the Kingpin's enormous circle is a big step forward. Maybe we can tackle her from a different angle compared to the rest. I'm glad I was able to help, Van. In return, you can just let me test stab you, and it'll be square. Or I can sell for hunky solar proxima. Okay, we got the info we needed. Time to bounce. Wait, I was only kidding, I swear.
I have some good books on sale.
You'll keep a conversation a secret, right? I'm not supposed to talk about the Kingpin since it could cause some trouble. It could end up impacting my social reintegration. If you need, I can even pay you a little visit. Hey, no, I was just kidding.
Excuse me?
Oh, you want to know more about the Kingpin, hmm? That's quite bold, coming right out and asking about them out of the blue. Just thought you might have some juicy tidbits to share is all. Though even if you don't, I figure it's only right to come say hi anyways while I'm in the neighborhood. Still, hard to imagine you and the Kingpin don't have some kind of history, what you running a local nightlife scene and all. There's no denying that, but keep in mind, I owe a great debt. So there isn't much I can let slip. You'll have to connect most of the dots yourself. That works for me. Any info is better than nothing. Wait, you said her, so Kingpin's actually more like a queenpin, huh? Now, first of all, running into the Kingpin is never a guarantee, even if you comb the entirety of the Blacklight District. That's because she spends most days topside, carrying out her regular everyday life. Unless there's something big going on, she isn't going to come down here. So does that make sense? With her both serving as a liaison and trying to keep her identity close to the vest. Incidentally, we heard she played a key role in the founding of this underground space. As I recall, the Blacklight District was once a mirrored plot of land abandoned during urban development several decades ago. If she had a hand in this establishment, one could surmise she played her trade as a realtor or property manager. Oh, you sure done your homework. She was once what you might call a land shark, filling the waters of Edith and leaving her mark every which way, for better or worse. That's how she was able to intervene and gain the influence she now holds in this dark little crevice the city planners let fall by the wayside. Oh, she sounds pretty formidable. I'll say, must have been one hell of a land grabber. Makes me wonder if she has ties to Hayway. I'd be curious to know what exactly she does in the outside world myself. Kingpin used to be a land shark up top. It couldn't be, could it? Okay, I think I get where the Kingpin stands in the food chain now. Which brings me to my next question. You said she wouldn't come underground unless there's something big going on. Wouldn't the current situation fall under that category? I'm sure you already know this, but there's been a lot of people going missing in the Blacklight District lately. From what I hear, the whole mess might have spurred the Kingpin into action. Well, I guess there's a good chance she's already made her way down here. As for where she is right the second, though, I haven't the faintest clue, sorry to say. Don't mean to apologize for her. Knowing we're not wasting our time investigating this place is enough. But wait, I don't suppose you know how we can set up a meeting with the Kingpin, do you? Well, it's safe to assume she already knows about you all. I'm sure you've gathered this from how the Blacklight District is run, but she's a caring person at heart. You could try showing that she stands to gain by meeting with you directly. Maybe say through a long-standing acquaintance of hers. In that case, the old lady Lindsay told us about might be our best bet. Thanks for a tip. I'll be sure to pay you back sometime. But don't worry about that. We're both friends with Dingo, so consider us a freebie. If you need anything else from me, don't hesitate to ask. Our efforts are beginning to bear fruit, it seems. From what we've heard, the individual closest to the Kingpin appears to be the unrelenting counterfeit dealer, Magisa. With her, we can cast a line and force the Kingpin out from the shadows. Yep, all we gotta do now is find her and bait the cook on the double.
Hey, big boy. Wanna have a little fun?
Kingpin is the reason I was able to open my establishment in the first place. Honestly, I owe them so much it's hard to look them in the eye. But I bet that's not a problem for you. Do whatever you like. Maybe this is another way you're being tested.
A moment, please.
You want me to Kingpin? Why ask me? What, you think we're close or something? Sorry to say, but I hardly know him. This isn't one of your counterfeit deals, Magisa. You're not fooling anybody. We're well aware you've been acquainted with the Kingpin longer than anyone else in the Blacklight District. Wait here, the Kingpin has been covering your ass since before the Blacklight District was even a thing. Considering how deep your relationship runs, you can get her to throw us a bone, can't ya? Beg and plead all you like. I have no earthly idea what you're talking about. After all, I haven't done a thing to inconvenience the Kingpin. There's not a single skeleton in this closet. Waha! She's not going down without a fight, is she? Might as well take a gamble in that case. I'll admit, you're more loyal than I gave you credit for. But could it be that deep down you secretly resent the Kingpin for clipping your wings and putting you in the cage? Actually, crib might be a better word. The way she'll still call a grown-ass woman like you just some good-for-nothing girl. They say bending is good for a soul. If you need to air your grievances about a Kingpin, we're here to lend you an ear. Provoke her, huh? How do you know all that? Who told you? When? Where? Only had a vague inkling about this Kingpin, but her reaction just about confirms it. Thanks for giving the game away. Grr, damn brat, you better not be thinking of blabbing that around, you hear? Wait, this van? Don't tell me you figure out the Kingpin's identity. Oh, I get it. It's all starting to make sense now. Yeah, I happen to remember her talking to another old woman we know, and looking real in the whole favor-wise of that. And that old lady also happened to have left her usual post. So what'll be, lady? Gonna hook us up with a Kingpin or not? What are you trying to do? Blackmail me? Hey now, need to make it sound so unflattering. We're fixers here, not breakers. Might even be able to help you out, circumstances permit. But if you refuse to play ball, I can always name drop you to my chief suspect and get her take. You're fine, I'll call her over, alright? Chances are the Kingpin has already heard that you've all been snooping around here anyway.
You've got that right. I've got the ears of a bat, after all. I knew it'd come to this someday.
Yeah, so she was listening in. I think I left the refrigerator ring at home. Goodbye. Hey, you're really pulling that line? Don't let her go. Don't gotta worry about the small fry with the big fish in the pond. Wait, you?
I gotta say, feels awfully strange having the Spriggan and his crew seek me out by my underworld title.
Had to roll a dice a couple times, but it looks like my bet's paid off in spades. How's it going, Jen? Or should I be calling you Jen the Kingpin down here? What? It was that nice old tobacco seller lady all along? I suspect there was more to you than meets the eye, madam. Personally, I can't say I ever would have expected this. And speak for yourself. If you actually found the answer all on your own, feel free to call me wherever you want. But time is money, so if there's something you want to discuss, make it fast. I've got 2 lives I'm running here. Okay, I knew you own a decent amount of property, but I had no idea you were such an active player in the land speculation game half a century back. Yes, that was a long time ago. When the underground developments I had a hand in were abandoned, those with no place to belong began to roost here. As one of the reasons this place even existed, I felt some measure of responsibility for those down and outs. So I decided to look after them, and before I knew it, they all started calling me the Kingpin. Wow, that's quite the history. Like a hawk watching over nestlings from the shadows of the shadows. I'm beginning to understand why you command such respect among the locals, despite being shrouded in mystery. I keep telling them what I'm doing isn't worth praising to the skies over, but I might as well be talking to the air. Anyway, here you're looking into the recent string of disappearances down here. We are, yes. And would we be correct in assuming you have also taken the onus of investigating the matter? Yeah, though I've only a rough idea what's going on. A related note, I've got a question for you. Do you all know about the condemned sector of the Blacklight District? Yeah, we poked our noses around there a few times. Would have been one of the first places searched when the folks started going missing, though, no? That's not what I'm getting at. I was asking because there's another uninhabited block just like it. The Blacklight District has a history of mutability, with it changing sites several times up to now. The condemned Sector 2 once bustled with activity, only to be consigned to oblivion as a forgotten Sept-Terrion, like so many others. And the one you referred to holds the lingering traces of those who vanish. That's what you mean to imply, yes? Exactly, but there's a single hitch about it that still nags at me. None today will tread near the area, with hardly any current residents even cognizant of it. Yet signs suggest that people have been gathering there. It was called a Calvard, by the way, once upon a time. Calvard, meaning an underground water course. As far as I understand, the guild isn't aware of such a place. Though perhaps Zen and Hazel have some knowledge of its existence. Well, it's the first I'm hearing of it myself. Back on topic, if the missing persons are coming in out of somewhere that's off everyone's radar, it's no wonder this case hasn't been cracked yet. Normally I'd call this our problem to solve, but at this point, I'm not able to slap away a helping hand or two. So you're offering them, and that's that. I'll teach you how to get to the culvert. It's a deserted flood control facility, about a stone's throw away from the Blacklight District. You're unlikely to get lost as long as you follow these directions I've jotted here. No one's managing it anymore, so there should be zero issue getting in. Thanks for the help, Jin, but are you sure you're okay with letting us in on all this? Like I said, this place was consigned to oblivion, not covered up in some grand conspiracy. I'm not fussed about it one way or another. We done here? Good. Then get to it already. I've got a kiosk to run, but I'm sticking around here till you're done. So hurry up and solve this case, will ya? Weird to admit, but even though I kind of saw this coming, I'm still at a loss. Yeah, she always did give off an arrow being more than just your average old lady to me, but still. Why is Magisa spying on us? Who would have thought the Kingpin of the Blacklight District was right across the street from us all this time? I mean, I could tell there was something up with that crone for a while now. In the event, I believe our next destination is decided. The Calvard, another of those abandoned zones. Odds are that's where those missing people went. According to Jin's instructions, we can reach it via a fork in the road to the condemned sector. Yes, just past that shore. I didn't even realize it was connected to an entire drainage system. Seriously, it's like a labyrinth over there. Well, at least part of the way's already familiar. Shouldn't have to worry about getting too lost. We've got directions to guide us too, so let's head out as soon as we're ready. What are you doing around the corner? That damn hag, just where the hell is she watching me from? You'd better not do something pointless like call me over, okay? She doesn't show a single sign of remorse. Wait, there's a new marker on the map.
Oh.
I swear, no matter when I come here, this place is always in turmoil. If I don't check in on people every now and again, they'll quickly stray from their paths. I've got no choice but to stop by. You guys hurry and get to work already, but if you do learn anything, you let me know, you hear? Thanks for tuning to this Let's Play of Trails Beyond the Horizon. If you enjoyed, please leave a like, subscribe, and or hit that bell icon.